hearing those phrases being played by Mr. Grusin, Dave Grusin, really stimulates memories of an enchanted summer that I spent with Henry and Jane and Kate Hepburn, making Ernest Thompson's On Golden Pond. I'm reminded of the rising at 2 o'clock in the morning and getting to the place where we could make this shot at dawn. This shot which was the beginning of setting the tone for a magical lake and a magical summer. We were all kind of angry at it, having to get up so early until we saw the sunrise and realized that we were in the right place at the right time. All of these shots were chosen with real care to establish a kind of sense of a wonderful, exquisite kind of relaxed and joyous lake, a sense of a place people could go to spend a summer in beauty, in nature. And Dave Grusin, by the way, came up to the lake during the shooting, stayed at my house, and we rode around the lake, and I showed him some of these shots. And it gave him a sense of what to do. He made an enormous contribution to this picture, as did Billy Williams, the cameraman. How to set up the fact that two people, elderly people, were coming for the summer to a lake that they had been to every year for many years, and to set up the concept of unity, a relationship that would last and survive forever. That was the challenge in the title sequence. To get people feeling dreamy, get people feeling that the joy of an experience like this. Oh yes, Henry and Kate coming to the cottage, to open the cottage, was an amazing day. Kate actually tested me a bit on that day. Perhaps I'll tell you about it in a moment.
Norman! Come here. Norman! Hurry up. The loons. They're welcoming us back.
The hat that Henry is wearing at this moment was given to him by Kate after a week of rehearsal and her telling stories about Spencer Tracy, which were enchanting stories, but I felt that she should have been paying more attention to Henry and establishing their relationship. And I told her so. And on the day of shooting, she brought that hat, which was Spencer's hat, and gave it to Henry and said, "You deserve this."
Just look at this place.
He wept and kept it forever, I'm sure, till his death. It was a scene that we decided to achieve in a different way than it had come. This picture comes from a play, On Golden Pond by Ernest Thompson, which was much more of a comedic treatment of the material than we have here. And this scene was designed to feel the change that Henry sees in himself, unfortunately, since he had many pictures of himself, having been a star for so long, and to come and rise up into the mirror and see what he'd become, set the concept of the picture. His sense that his life was ebbing, and his fear of death, which was crucial to the character. which he embraced with passion that I had rarely seen. Henry loved this part. Jane bought the play for Henry in an honorable attempt to reestablish their relationship, which in life had in some ways disintegrated. And this was an opportunity, since this is a movie about, among other things, about the reunion and the restoration of a relationship between a father and a daughter. She bought this material for him in the hope of finally solving the difficulties that existed between them. And that sense of need that she had to resolve their conflicts fed this picture. It was like an IV that was stuck in the arm of this picture, kept pumping energy and blood and pain and joy into the picture. It was always present. Her need to re-achieve her relationship with her father. But in these early scenes, there are scenes to establish character. This kind of tough curmudgeon and his fear of death is what is present in this first few scenes. Henry constantly amazed me. I'd had a lot of experience with a lot of very talented actors in my life, having directed some major films with major stars, but he was impeccable. I never saw him make a mistake. Never. Kate, on the other hand, who was wonderful and brilliant, and as you probably know by now, won her 4th Academy Award with this picture, is less controlled, she needs more attention as an actress in the sense that she's willing to take daring leaps, where Henry is a minimalist as an actor. And as a painter, by the way, his paintings reflect that minimalism. She's all over the place and just needs guidance, but her soul is like something that you never see. She was an astonishing woman, strong, courageous, funny, and just delicious. Delicious as a human being. I saw her recently, and it's hard to watch her as she grows closer to death and shakes, and the horror of that illness. But she was great here. She was vital, and she was alive, and she was beautiful.
We're not, you know. We're not middle-aged. You're old, and I'm ancient.
Oh, pooh. You're in your 70s and I'm in my 60s.
Just barely on both counts.
Would you like to spend the rest of the afternoon quibbling about this?
We can if you like.
For the Lord's sake. The Migliores, whatever their age group, have invited us to have dinner sometime. Wouldn't that be nice?
I don't know. I'm not sure my stomach's ready for rigatoni, that sort of thing.
Oh, no! Poor Elmer. He's had a terrible fall. Poor little Elmer, the life you've led.
This is the establishment of the death theme. This little puppet who falls to the floor and is her favorite puppet. The fact that he interprets it differently than she.
Ants or termites or something.
Shut up, Norman.
Not a bad way to go, huh? Quick front flip off the mantle, bit of a kick at the last minute, end up right in the fire, nothing to it.
Norman, will you shut up?
When my number's up, do that for me, will you? Prop me up with the mantle, point out which way it's down. Might even try for a full gainer with a half twist.
Norman Thayer, Jr., your fascination with dying is beginning to frazzle my good humor.
Not fascination, just crossed my mind.
This fascination with dying, this obsession with and fear of losing himself, his potency, I guess it's something we all face sooner or later. But he had 2 pacemakers and was quite fragile, although he was healthy. He was fragile during the making of this picture, and it was quite difficult for him, although he loved the part so and loved the people, loved working with Kate and Dabney Coleman and Jane and Bill Lanteau and Doug McKeon, who were the cast. He loved the material so and loved the character so that it fed him emotionally throughout the summer. And you could feel him thriving on the experience, as we all did.
The woods. Oh, they're so lovely. Here. Look. Can you see them?
No.
Oh.
Oh, my goodness. There they are.
Oh, they're so beautiful.
Yeah, they're huge. I never saw such big loons in my life.
Those are boats, you poop. Come in closer.
Loons, by the way, mate for life and never have any other lovers. They're noted for their constancy, and they were wonderfully symbolic of the relationship of Henry and Kate.
Hey, buzz off!
Buzz off!
Ethel, what are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
I love watching this and realizing that this kind of buzz-off stuff seemed so real to me. It seemed so wonderful that we thought of it, and he did it that way. By the way, one of the times that the boat came by, it swamped the canoe, and Henry and Kate went into the water. We were all concerned, of course. You know, these were people at that time. I think he was in his late 70s, and she was in her mid-70s. He might even have been 80, I don't know. But we were all concerned, and of course wrapped them in blankets and attended to them. Here's a scene that has a memory for me that's really wonderful, because my son, who's an actor, plays the part of the boy on the left. And when we had nobody for the part, I suggested my son, who was visiting me at the time, I knew how talented he was. And Kate said, how can you do that? How can you not hire an actor, you know? He is an actor, I said, and we had a real kind of to-do about it. And that's my son there, with the long hair. His name is Rydell. And he was wonderful in this part, an insolent teenager, which he was at the time.
That'll be $38, please, Mr. Thayer.
Yeah. You know how much gasoline costs when I was your age? 12 cents a gallon.
Is that a fact? I didn't even know they had gas back then.
What are you, a couple of nitwits?
Shocking to watch him at this time of my life, and to see him. He's now 32. He's already given me a grandson. He's grown up. But at this time in his life, he was a confused adolescent. I guess most of us were at that period of our lives. And spent the summer with us while we made On Golden Pond. And I think it affected him deeply. It was kind of unfair using him, because I took advantage of his rebellious qualities as an actor and used them in the film because I thought they belonged.
It's me, old poop.
Where you been?
This is the beginning of one of the most touching sequences, I believe, in the film. The establishment of the strawberries and Henry's move, which you will see later, where he gets lost in the woods, looking for strawberries. More of the theme of worthlessness, uselessness. He's looking for a job. What is he going to do? What is he going to do with his life? What's he going to do with the time he has left?
Oh, God, no. Coleman, what on earth's the matter with you? Look, give me that stuff. Why don't you take these buckets?
There was an example. Did you see Kate move her arm with some difficulty? She had broken her shoulder a week before the film was to go into rehearsal. Her doctor told her she couldn't do the film, and she just laughed at him. She had an operation, put pins in her shoulder, and showed up at rehearsal. Very tough woman. Very capable.
Thick blueberries are in a bush. It doesn't have to bend over at all.
These are strawberries, and they grow on the ground.
Oh.
My, oh my, it's a long time since I've seen this. It's quite interesting to watch it and talk about it. Talk about how her sense of strength and how she supported him, which is very much like Kate. You know, people think of Kate as an individualist, which she was, of course, and she is. But she was a real pipe and slippers woman. She would bring cookies to the set that she baked for the crew. She was very, very feminine in a very touching way. Very, very lovely. Very, very womanly. And she took care of us all. This part of her character is obvious. There's Bill Lanteau, a wonderful actor who played this part in the Broadway stage version of On Golden Pond. It was just wonderful because he had this sense of a Maine native, although this was shot in New Hampshire. Ernest Thompson, the author, by the way, comes from Maine, and this is all a significant representation of his childhood and his father and his mother. Here we have a scene which we spent all day shooting of Henry getting lost in the woods, woods with which he was familiar for his entire lifetime. Another example of his losing his sense of what was going on with age. Lost. It's a horrifying experience that really shook him as a man. Henry did. It shook Henry, not just Norman Thayer, but it shook Henry to feel this kind of impotence, this kind of helplessness, and to not recognize where he was and who he was and what he was. We had to spend a whole day with him in the woods running, and his heart, which was a very fragile, we had to do this in little pieces because he couldn't run too far without losing control of his breath. And as you can see, that's real, by the way. What you're watching now is a real struggle. Henry was really frightened. I think it's an unusual scene, an unusual piece of writing that Ernest devised to dramatize the character's fear of death and loss of potency and strength and virility.
Run all the way, pick that stop and run all the way back.
Let me see what you got.
I'll just dump them in with yours.
No. Not a single berry. What's the matter with you?
Must have eaten them all. No mail today, Charlie?
A man of incredible pride, refusing to acknowledge his real fears, was a moving thing for us to watch every day.
Have some milk, Norman.
Ah. See, you broke the screen door, Charlie.
Oh, well, it's just missing its little thingamabobbers for the hinges. I could bring a couple from town tomorrow.
Just be careful next time.
Here it is, Norman.
Very much a part of his character was bravura, and we discussed it at length during the rehearsals, which took place in New Hampshire around this long table that Kate had invited us to sit at to rehearse. One of the tests she made of me as a director was on the first day of rehearsal. She had scripts and pads and pencils all laid out at the table for the rehearsal. She'd offered us her house, And I thought, okay, why not? She had a beautiful home. And when I went over to the table, she had seated herself at the head of the table in what was normally my chair. And I kind of realized that this was a test to see if I was going to take control of the picture. And while I was somewhat intimidated by her and by him and by the luxury of being, in a sense, chosen or approved of by them as the director, I knew that this was a moment where I had to assert myself. So I said to her, Kate, I think you made a mistake, and you're sitting in my chair. And she rose and took her pad and moved very quietly to the middle of the table, where she'd had me seated. And that was the beginning of a number of tests that she made of me during the film, which I will tell you about as they come along. It's not unusual for an actor of power to test you during rehearsals to see if you have a grip on the film, if you have a concept that's clear, if you're going to direct or will they have to direct. Well, she did it a few times. And I must tell you, I was delighted to meet the challenge. And although I was very, very frightened of asserting myself. After all, these were two American icons. I mean, you can't find a better actor than Henry Fonda. You cannot find a more sensitive, delicious actress than Kate Hepburn. And it was awesome, the responsibility of leading them and of pointing out the details that perhaps they might have overlooked or developing a character. It takes a lot of confidence to be able to work when you're in the presence of such astonishing, brilliant people. But it did make my job easier.
One of the lesbians expired.
Oh, no. Which one, Tommy?
Miss Appley.
Well, she had a good full life.
Charlie said she was 97.
97? Isn't that wonderful?
Puts us all to shame, doesn't it? There's something to be said for a deviant lifestyle.
Well, thanks for the coffee, Ethel.
Henry had a wonderful appreciation for the humor of the part, the humor of the character. As did Kate. I often think she made a suggestion here that I'm always sorry that I didn't follow. She suggested that she wanted to give Henry the milk, and she suggested that when she goes out that Henry should pour the milk in a plant. And I never had the opportunity to do it because the scene was cut, as you see now, in a different way. But it was a great idea, and I just didn't realize it. Here's the scene that everybody remembers.
Listen to this. Retired people sought for hand-bill delivery, some walking involved. I should call. I can walk.
Is that why you came rushing back here to read those goddamned ads?
This was a difficult scene for him to do. Hard to confess. His weakness moved everybody.
At the end of our lane, I couldn't remember where the old town road was. One little way in the woods, there was nothing familiar, not one damn tree. It scared me half to death. That's why I came running back here to you.
Billy Williams, the cameraman, did a brilliant job here of lighting these people, and we chose shots that were shot with long lenses, the close-ups with long lenses, so the background would be soft, and the people themselves would be crisp. Here's a moment which just tore me apart, her ability to understand and support him, recognize the danger he felt, and support the strength in him.
We'll take ourselves to the old town road. We've been there 1,000 times.
Look how beautiful she is. She's exquisite. And he's tortured.
Listen to me, mister. You're my knight in shining armor. Don't you forget it. You're going to get back on that horse, and I'm going to be right behind you, holding on tight, and away we're going to go, go, go.
I remember telling her to whisper to him, whisper in his ear, because she played it very differently when we started. But once we sensed the intimacy of it, and I asked her to whisper in his ear, it gave the scene a kind of tone that I think made it really moving and effective. She executed it perfectly. She was able to do anything you asked of her immediately. That's the skill of a great performer, a great actor. He was the same. Anything you asked of him, he could do immediately. I never saw him do a false moment. I saw him do wrong moments, which I would have to adjust, but never false, never false. Even the wrong choice he would do with such impeccable reality that it was astonishing to watch.
I don't think you should do that in front of Chelsea's companion.
Oh, pooh. I was just talking to my friends. Hey, look at you. My, oh, my, you have on a tie.
Yes, I know. I put it there.
One of the things that I told Henry and Kate was that I wanted to feel that they were still sexual, even at this age. She dropped her eyes and was smiling inside, but she said, "You are really vulgar." I said, "Yes, I think you could use a little vulgarity in this part. I think it would be terrific." And she went for it, you know. She just loved the idea that there was a kind of sexuality between them. And I think it colored the relationship, gave her permission, which you will see, you just saw in the scene that we just watched, and you'll see in some further scenes later on. I'll point it out to you. The anticipation of waiting for their daughter to show up was frightening for him, frightening for her as well, and most frightening of all for Jane. Jane was so anxious about the relationship between the two of them and wanting to solve it, wanting to help it, wanting to make it right. When we did these scenes, these first scenes really, where they first show up, she was aflutter with anxiety, and he was as well, to play this real relationship out in a film.
I'll explain the risks involved in being late to an old man's birthday party.
Anybody home?
They hadn't spoken in quite a while, you know, when she bought this film for him, bought this play for it to turn into a film for him. It was quite touching. You'll see how her anxiety and his anxiety fed the film throughout, like a motor. These were all genuine moments of fear.
Hello, Norman.
Oh,
Happy
look
birthday.
at you. Look at this little fat girl, Ethel.
Oh, Norman, you're as thin as a rail, isn't she?
Sure.
Shooting at night in this real location. All of this was shot on the lake in New Hampshire, including the night scenes. We built this house, which was was on a peninsula on this wonderful lake, where there were no commercial establishments, just private homes, all set back from the front of the lake, so it was pure and exquisite. And shooting these night scenes in a real location were difficult. It was difficult scenes to light, to execute.
Your friend? You did bring your friend, didn't you?
I knew there was something I was forgetting.
That's still on, huh?
Well, as far as I know. Oh, come on in. No one's going to fight you. Come on. Mommy, Norman, this is Billy Ray.
Oh.
How you doing?
You seem awfully young to be a dentist.
This is Billy Ray, Jr.
Oh. I'm Norman Thayer, Jr. Where's...
His father is trying to park the car.
Well, this is a great surprise. You can call me Ethel.
Doug McKeon is a wonderful young boy. We searched all over and read so many children to play this part. And we found the perfect person with the right sensibilities and the right fears, the right age. And the contest between them, between Henry and Doug, and between the characters that they played, were just so wonderful. Just so wonderful.
But you should meet him.
Isn't this fun? Norman, why don't we put Billy in Chelsea's old room, then he can look out at the lake in the morning?
Why don't we put him out on the float? He can look at the lake all night long.
I'd like that.
I'm afraid you'll be eaten alive by all the bugs.
So?
Norman, take him up. Show him where everything is.
Come on, boy.
I just had a birthday, too. I turned 13 2 weeks ago.
Oh, we're practically twins.
It's wonderful to do this kind of humor in a film and to have it interspersed with genuine dramatic moments. It's the perfect kind of film that they don't make very much anymore, where you suddenly find yourself laughing or crying, and where the film has reached you on an unconscious level, and the characters are deep enough to make you identify with them. Pictures don't do that too much anymore. They're more interested in special effects and explosions. It seems to me that the real drama is between human beings, the ultimate drama. I miss films like these. I wish they would make them more.
It means so much to him to have you here.
Sure, now he's got someone he can pick on.
Oh, come on. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Now we have the great Dabney Coleman, who created this wonderful character of this dentist. A fearful and a man unused to being in an environment like this. But a great sense of humor. This was one of the first chances he had to play a real part, a serious role with such wonderful actors. He was just brilliant, but he was eclipsed in a strange way by the nature of the film. But I think he deserves an astonishing kind of amount of praise for the brilliance with which he handled this part.
Dentist? Yes, sir. Want to see my teeth?
I'd just like to tell you, sir, how glad we are to be here. Chelsea's told me so much about you and your lovely wife, your wonderful place here on the lake. We're very pleased she's brought us here.
I'm frankly surprised Chelsea could find the way.
Well, she's here, Norman, and that's...
He loved these moments of pushing her, of pressing her, of teasing her. It was very, very much like him, you know. Henry was a man of independence and solitude, and he didn't mind teasing. He wasn't a needy man on the surface, Henry. This scene that we're about to see between Henry and Dabney is one of my favorites.
No, I think I'll just sit here and enjoy the quiet. I'll stay too. Good, Bill.
We see them try to make friends. We see Dabney make a real effort with Henry, trying desperately to make friends, but also retaining his sense as a man and his dignity as a man in the face of a lot of teasing, which Henry loved to do.
I love your house.
Thank you. It's not for sale.
I don't want to buy it. I just like it. It has a charming ambiance. Well, how does it feel to turn 80?
Twice as bad as it did turning 40.
The writing in the scene is just wonderful. The jokes found in real behavior. Two men feeling each other out. One desperately trying for the other's approval, and Henry withholding his approval.
Do you mind if I call you Norman?
I believe he just did.
Well, I don't want to press. What should I call your wife?
How about Ethel? That's her name. Ethel Thayer.
Yeah.
Sounds like I'm lisping, doesn't it? Ethel Thayer.
There's a perfect example of genuine humor. Played seriously and not played for a joke. Played out of character. The best humor always works that way. When it comes from the character. And it's executed with great reality.
Start a new book. So I can finish it before I'm finished myself. Maybe a novelette. Maybe something from Reader's Digest abridged. There's Treasure Island. Ever read this book?
Oh, yeah, that's a great book. I'd highly recommend that one.
No need for that. I've read it myself.
I'm always amazed at the excellent writing. When Ernest Thompson, the writer of this piece, came into my office the first time, I was stunned. I had read it and I expected it to be the work of a mature, grown, 40, 50-year-old man. And in walked this young, handsome fellow who had to be about 30 at the time. And I was so stunned that he was so skilled and so insightful that the joy of working with him became even more incredible, realizing how bright he was, how funny, how insightful, how deep.
Nicely for me lately. I mean, I'm beginning to feel very, very good about myself. Meeting Chelsea was a major.
The essential element that we added to the movie, as opposed to the play, I think had to do with the fact that we were presented with these brilliant actors, and as a result could play the scenes rather deeply as opposed to for humor, and let the real thematic material appear.
Norman, we'd like to sleep together.
I find this hard to watch without laughing.
What do you mean?
The writing is so perfect, and the acting is impeccable.
Same bed. If it's not offensive to you.
All three of you?
No, just two.
You and Billy?
No.
Not Chelsea and Billy.
No.
That leaves Chelsea and you then.
That's right.
Why
would I find that offensive? You're not planning on doing something unusual, are you?
No. Just...
You know, every moment you watch Henry, you realize how he deserved this Academy Award that he got for this performance. He's just brilliant. He's just always right. There's never a mistake.
Ethel and I do, we sleep together, been doing it for years. I guess I'd be delighted to have you abuse my daughter under my own roof. Would you like the room where I first violated her mother? Or would you be interested in the master bedroom? Ethel and your boy and I could sleep out back. You could do it right here on the hearth. Like that idea?
Just push Dabney just enough. That was the idea behind the scene. He pushed Dabney just to the point where Dabney had to assert himself and say, enough is enough. And Norman Thayer recognized his strength as a human being, which is, I think, part of what he was doing, to see who he was, push him, test him, see if he was worthy of his daughter, who he loved, although he was unable to express it. I also, as I watch, I'm interested so in the details of the decoration, the set decoration by Jane Bogart. Stephen Grimes was the production designer, and Jane Bogart was the decorator. And she just knew perfectly well exactly what belonged in every spot in this set. This beautiful house, old but somehow comfortable, and just her impeccable taste was present throughout.
And what is the bottom line on this illicit sex question?
Very good. That was a good speech. Bottom line, yeah, you're a bottom line man. All right, here's the bottom line. Okay. You seem like a nice man. Bit verbose, but nice.
Thank you.
And you're right about me. I am fascinating.
I'm sure you are.
Let's get back to talking about sex. Anything you want to know, just ask me.
No, I just wanted to clear up that little question. I mean, Chelsea and I can sleep together, right?
Sure, please do. Just don't let Ethel catch you.
A perfectly written scene with a perfect button of a joke.
Dad, I paddled a canoe. A canoe, it's a boat, just like the Indians had, you know?
Actually, the Indians use a different grade of aluminum.
So you can see one of the details as you watch the set. Every time you look around in the set, you see that every detail has been selected so perfectly. The flowers, the mantelpiece, everything was picked with exquisite taste and satisfied everybody. This was a house, by the way, that belonged to an executive at Mount Sinai Hospital, a doctor. And at first, the people on Squam Lake didn't want us there. They didn't want a movie company destroying their beautiful setting, and I could understand that. But when we found this spot and this house, we knew we had to get it. They refused us permission first, and what I did was I asked them if they would have a town meeting of all the people on the lake, and I brought as a surprise guest Kate Hepburn. They were all so overwhelmed by her presence that they quickly acceded to give us permission to shoot there. They were so delighted to have her.
Oh, remember when I was 9 years old and I came down and caught you and Norman skinny dipping?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, don't you remember I had that big light and I shone it on Norman on the diving board and he was all naked? And he screamed at me. Don't you remember? He called me a spy and sent me to my room for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
Oh, it took me so long to get over that.
Well, it took Norman a long time before he'd go skinny dipping again. He wouldn't even get out of the water till I went up and made sure that you were asleep.
Oh.
I was so bloody mad at him for yelling at you that I let him float around down here for an hour or so, freezing to death.
Good. You going skinny dipping?
Huh?
Are you going skinny dipping?
You?
Nah. I try to be selective about who I flash in front of, you know?
Oh?
Chelsea says you're a real heavy-duty fisherman. She calls you the old man of the sea.
I've caught a few. You fish?
Nah.
What do you do out there in California? I mean, what does one do for recreation when one is 13 and not in school?
We cruise chicks. Cruise chicks, you know, meet them, girls. Try to pick them up.
What do you do with them when you have them?
Suck face.
Having a son this age helped a great deal at that time to direct these scenes between Henry and Doug McKeon. Henry, as a high school principal, took care of this boy. Very much a part of the story was the establishment of their relationship and the healing of this boy's pain, which is revealed later in the picture. And Henry's insight, or Norman Thayer's insight into this boy's problems and his need for a father and for a strong authority figure, which he didn't have.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Chelsea's still in the water. You should go on down. No one should skinny dip alone.
Right.
Yes?
What is that over there?
Well, that's a lawn chair. Go on. Right down the path.
Right.
A city boy in the woods. I grew up in the Bronx, so much of this was a personal experience for me. I did go to camp. I found one day when I was sitting there, and I kept thinking, God, this place is familiar. And I found out that as a child, I went to camp about 5 minutes drive from where we shot, and swam in Lake Winnipesaukee, just literally 5 minutes away from our location.
Be a good catch, wouldn't it?
Said they wanted to sleep together.
Well, why not? They're big people.
Yeah.
Here's the example of Kate's sexuality and her relationship to her husband.
Picking on him.
Yeah. He finds me fascinating.
Well, why not?
She's still a sexy woman, you know. It's amazing. Look at this. This is a woman in her mid-70s
Wants us to do something for her.
seducing her husband, emotionally seducing him.
Which Billy?
Oh, Billy Norman, the little one. Bill is supposed to have him for the summer, and the kid would be miserable in Europe. Bill seems very nice, and Chelsea needs someone nice. Couldn't we do that for her?
What would we do?
You know what was amazing about this relationship? I had the privilege of introducing them. They had never met. When Kate came to California, she told me she'd never met Henry, and I was stunned. These are two of the pillars of American film. And I knew that I was going to have the privilege of introducing them. It was so wonderful. It was like bringing history together.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Norman. Happy birthday.
I think she fell in love with him a bit during this picture. It was very moving to watch. This scene was shot with practically no light at all. Very little light. Most of the light came from the candles. In her entrance, the only light was the candles. Of course, this scene had to be lit more carefully, but it gave it a kind of reality, a romantic reality that seemed right to me.
I got to spend so much time with this beautiful woman. What's your name again? And I want to thank all of you for coming all the way here from Disneyland to witness this historic event.
Wonderful character, Norman Thayer. Bright, intelligent, witty, provocative, insolent, and frightened.
Woo!
Jane, a beautiful girl, isn't she? Very much a part of this picture is her attempt to do a backflip, which you will see later. And she worked intensely on the backflip with a teacher for the entire summer until she could finally achieve the scene she wanted so much for him to approve of her backflip.
Well, holy macaroni. Look at you. Chelsea macaroni.
Charlie McAnally.
Boy, it's good to see you. You've held up good.
Thanks.
Bill Lanteau's a wonderful, wonderful actor. Just delicious actor. He's supposed to be Jane's former boyfriend. He loved her as a when she lived on Golden Pond. And here's this fellow who probably never traveled more than 10 miles away, confronting his former girlfriend as a child.
You actually deliver the mail in a boat, huh? What an incredible tradition.
Here we have an example of Dabney's brilliance as a comic actor.
Must be a bitch in the winter, huh?
Yeah, in the winter I have a hell of a time. Of course, there's nobody on the lake to deliver to, so I get done a lot faster.
Well, you got a great setup here.
He did this perfectly. Look at how his feet are spreading apart without his realizing it. The audience knows by now he's doomed. It's wonderful to watch his ability to sense the humor in it and execute it perfectly. You can't imagine how glorious it was to wake up every morning and to move to this lake from our various homes that we'd rented, and to meet together every day and to wonder what was going to happen. Because in spite of all your plans and everything that you've created, you never quite know how it's going to live itself out until you play it. And people came to the set every day eager to find out what was going to happen, which I think is an atmosphere that a director needs to create in order to make a good film. There should be a sense of curiosity, a sense of adventure in the acting. And there is if you allow it to grow. So you don't know, you don't freeze it. You let it happen. You lead it to its moment, you know. I try to keep people away from getting on their feet to do the scene until they're desperate to do the scene. You know, I keep them back from it. We rehearse and rehearse and rehearse at a table, examining the values of each scene. And by the time we're ready to shoot, they're desperate to do the scene. And then you try to catch lightning in a bottle. You try to see them rub against each other and see what happens. And in this case, here's a perfect example. Jane knew nothing about how she was going to play this scene. They kind of talked it through in rehearsals, and I told them what I wanted. But Jane's ability to prepare for the scene, to bring the agony of her distance from her father to this moment, is what made the scene work.
I don't think I've ever grown up on Golden Pond. Do you understand?
No, I don't think I understand.
Doesn't matter.
This is Kate's real attitude in life, you know. You have a young daughter complaining of her agonies and blaming them on her past. And what Kate does here is, in essence, is say, pull yourself together, for God's sake, get on with it. And that's the way Kate feels. She never lets any moment in her life stop her. The broken shoulder I told you about came from serving a tennis ball too hard. That's the kind of woman Kate Hepburn is.
Answering to Norman all my life makes me so mad even when I'm 3,000 miles away. And I don't even see him. I'm still answering to him.
I also had the privilege of introducing Jane to Kate. And Jane was late. We were in New York to meet her, and Jane had, her plane was a bit late, or I don't remember the exact reasons, but we went over to Kate's house on Turtle Bay in the 40s in Manhattan. And Kate proceeded to attack Jane for her rudeness at being late and really read her out. Said she was disrespectful and rude. And Jane was overcome with humiliation and emotion. And that was the beginning of this relationship that you're watching now. The sense that the need for each other.
Aren't you tired of it all? Boa. Life marches by, Chels. I suggest you get on with it.
Ernest Thompson's wisdom is present in this picture. his kind of analytic solidity, mature thinking is present in his advice, in Kate's advice to Jane. Get on with it. Don't let your life paralyze you. Your previous life experiences paralyze you. Get on with it. Move forward. That's what Kate's like.
Take good care of us.
Okay.
Don't go getting involved with any foreigners.
Right.
Have your bag, Chelsea.
Goodbye, kid.
This sense of leaving a boy for the summer with one's parents, his grandparents, the boy trying to be brave in the face of the fact that he's got a new family that's being created in front of his eyes, and he's not sure of his position in it. He's not sure of his position in life. Was very present. Doug understood it. And the writing is so wonderful. The fact that the boy snaps at them now and tries to assert himself is so right in the face of his terror at being left alone with them.
Just want you guys to know that I'm not about to take any crap from you.
Rings true. It rings true. A boy with a sense of being abandoned, trying desperately to hold on to his courage.
Well, gentlemen, it's a beautiful day. We're going fishing.
What? We're going what?
Fishing. You remember fishing, Norman? You're going to show Billy what life is all about on Golden Pond. Come on, Billy.
Bullshit.
I beg your pardon. Does that mean you can't wait to get out there, or that it's not your cup of tea?
It's bullshit. That's all.
I see. Well, come on, Norman. Let's get ready.
This is really good writing.
You like that word, don't you? Bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a good word.
Norman Thayer's understanding of the boy's need to assert himself was perfect. He really knew about that boy and knew about his needs. They were the perfect parents for this boy during this summer to help him over that deep chasm of adolescence.
She's about your age. Got some pretty respectable fish wearing this.
Surprised he still kept it if it's Chelsea's. I might not stick around here.
We built the second story of this house, by the way. It was one of the treats that we held out for this doctor in order to get him to let us use his house for the summer. We told him we'd build a second story and we'd leave it.
Bullshit. I'm 67 years older than you. How do you know what I want? We're going fishing now. We want you to go along. If you want to come with us, I suggest you get your ass down to the dock in 2 minutes. Okay, Mr. Turkey, let's go.
I wish I'd had grandparents so wise as these to help me through that period of my adolescence, which was torturous. Probably made me a good director for this piece because I understood it. I understood the boy's pain. It helped me to make him a sympathetic character.
I thought I might just sort of come along and see what this bullshit is all about.
Get in.
You look very handsome in that fishing vest.
Oh, thank you. I mean, thank you. So, how fast did this old tub go anyway?
Kind of universal themes are struck in this picture. I think that's what made the picture so successful. There was a kind of universality to its material. A sense that we all share these common problems of being a boy trying to grow into a man, being a person of some age and facing death. These are issues that work in 80 when the picture was made, and they work today, and they'll work in the future too, because there are themes that are common to all of us. I try very often, almost always, to do material that contains themes that are true for all time. And as a result, I think that the pictures that I do last a while. They don't seem so dated. This doesn't seem dated to me as I watch it now. It has less special effects and car crashes than the films that are done today, but its themes, its issues are not dated. The ideas are forever.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Ouch! Good God.
That wasn't it.
Thanks for telling me.
Coleman, we've got him for a whole month. Don't kill him the first week.
Doug was a sweet boy and is a sweet boy. Except he's a man now. He loved Henry and really worshipped him. And Henry really was a fisherman who would. And when we finished shooting every day, he would see him trudge down to the lake and get in a boat all by himself with his rod and reel and his little basket for fish, and would spend an hour or two on the lake fishing by himself. He was a man of great solitude, but he was someone to be admired. You sensed it right away. You felt his dignity, his power, his strength as an actor, his humanity as an actor. And Doug worshipped him.
He weighs 10 pounds if he weighs an ounce. First saw him 3 or 4 years ago. Hooked him 2 years ago. And again last year. But he's a crafty old son of a bitch! It's your last chance, Walter! Call him Walter because he reminds me of Ethel's brother. Because he's fat and lazy and ugly. Okay, throw her out.
It's very hard to shoot on water. You set yourself up with a camera boat, which is near the very close, adjacent to the speedboat, and you anchor it. But things change, things move. You get your camera set up, and before you know it, one boat has drifted at 6 inches one way, another boat has drifted 6 inches another way. So it's hard to nail things down. You're on water, and it's always, every time you see a picture where they're shooting on water, you can bet that the director is pulling his hair out. This picture also has in it moments like this, moments of silence, that I think are courageous, and they respect the audience. Nowadays, it's a bit different in the sense that it's a thrill a minute, and they feel if you don't, it seems like the pictures don't have respect for audiences anymore. They don't think they're bright enough to understand what's going on in these scenes between people, between a boy and his grandparents, his grandparents to be.
Sick, what the hell are you doing out here?
Brought your lunch.
How the hell did you find us?
You'll scare the fish.
Ethel, this is supposed to be a secret fishing place.
Lucky guess.
We don't need any lunch. We got more important things going on here.
Don't be such an old poop. Billy might get hungry. Bye-bye.
Kate loved this role, loved the part, loved the independence of the woman, the strength of the woman of character. And I think that kind of union with an actor in a role is rare and unusual, and probably produced the Academy Awards that both of them received for this picture.
We gotta see what you brought us. Hold on, you son of a bitch!
And this is Henry's real appreciation for fishing. He loved it. He adored this experience in so many ways.
I love you. I love you. Get the net, boy. We're going to have trout for dinner tonight.
Also interesting, how we had to put live fish on the end of this line in order to get these shots. We had a bunch of live trout, which we would attach to the hook so that we could make these scenes and bring up a live fish from the water. They were real. And it was new to Doug, and it brought, look at that, it brought his enthusiasm, his excitement. It was real. He was just thrown by it. Notice the lighting. This is a scene that's shot at night. It required a kind of sensitivity in the lighting. You're in a very dark place, and you only see on film what you light. Film is not and cameras are not as sensitive as the human eye. You have to light everything that you want to see. If you don't, everything looks black. Anything that you want to see, you must light at night. And here, all of this is lit with lots of small lamps surrounding the actors. Actors are amidst a bunch of lights. I always am amazed at how an actor can concentrate under circumstances like that. I have such admiration for actors because they are able to denude themselves in public. They do things that we rarely see. As a child, you watch a child play a game, and a child has no trouble believing in the game. He holds up his hand in the shape of a pistol, and he says, "Put him up," and he has no doubt that there's a gun in his hand. And as we grow older, we learn by life experience to insulate ourselves from abuse. And by the time we get to the age where we want to be actors, we have to now peel away all that insulation that we've learned to acquire during our formative years. And we peel away that insulation so we can be available to circumstances, to issues, to characters, to situations. And I always admire the actor for his bravery in doing that, because in order to really communicate feelings, you have to experience them. And these people are really experiencing these moments. They're not pretending.
Yeah, trivia.
Norman! Norman, you set the house on fire!
What the hell's going on?
Get a bucket!
What?
Get a bucket!
Now, Kate, in this scene, which of course is a dramatization of Norman's problems with age, and the idea of the scene is to demonstrate his helplessness, and he became very, very abrupt in the face of it.
Norman, he just...
Don't yell at me, man.
I guess it's not safe to have me around here, is it? What are you staring at me for, you little son of a bitch?
Terrific writing, perceptive writing, full of understanding. Kate wanted to put out the fire. She was mad that I let Doug put out the fire, but she wanted to put out. She says, "It's my house." I said, "No, but it's a scene about Norman and about the boy. The boy and his vigor and his alertness puts out the fire for the older man, and it hurts Norman there to recognize his failing abilities and to recognize that he's on the way out. It's the eternal struggle between a father and a son, here a grandson. The idea of succession. Succession, in a sense, means to succeed. You replace, in the sense of real succession, you replace your father. And there are problems in both the boys and the grandfather, in this case's character, to give up for Norman to give up his strength as a man and to witness it ebbing, and to see a young boy having to rescue him is both pleasurable and painful. And all the actors responded to those values with the correct kind of sensitivity. Here's a scene where the sexuality is dramatized. I said to Kate, "Why do you wear those collars all the time? Why? Is your neck that wrinkled that you're frightened to show it?" I said, "Let me see your neck." And she took her shirt and opened it, and I saw she had a beautiful neck. And I told her to reveal it in this scene. It was just wonderful, you know. See, once again, the issue of succession. Let me be the driver of the boat. You are old. I'm young. And Kate being the arbiter and who helps Henry to deliver the boat to the boy, a kind of an initiation of the boy into a manhood, surrendering his own. Here's the kiss that I meant.
Oh, but what the hell are you doing? Oh, come on. It's really happened, hasn't it? You have lost your mom.
It's a kind of a cute and charming scene. And then we have this wonderful initiation scene, which we shot with a helicopter and spent the day with the boy riding around that lake and making the shots that you're watching. It was so exciting for him. He was so thrilled to be the boss of the boat, to drive it with speed around these sailboats, and to the exhilaration of his first taste of a kind of a mature control was present here. It's wonderful to do, and it was all helicopter shots, all swooping down with helicopters, and this kind of schottish dance that Dave Grusin wrote to underscore this emancipation of this boy. It was beautiful.
Here. I get the big net.
You two will be sorry. The loons have been calling for rain all night long. Rain, rain, bring us the rain.
That's what the loon said, huh?
Hello, Davy.
Je viens. Well, that's French, you know. Means I'm coming.
I'll get La Porte.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Ethel, allow me.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. Norman and I fixed the mother.
Ah. Oh, great.
Here we have a scene that we waited for a day like this. You know, it was very interesting to shoot this picture because you had to adjust your schedule in terms of the weather. We needed an overcast day, which we rarely had on Golden Pond, this farm lake. But when we finally had this overcast period, it actually took a few days to shoot this scene. We jumped at it. It was a mysterious scene. It needed a sense of mystery and quiet and danger, and we all decided that it should be done in inclement weather. It really was quite dangerous in an odd way. There were rocks all over. It was a very unusual cove, and the boat had to be moved very carefully through a rather shallow area, as is demonstrated by what you're watching now.
Another one on port. Oh, there's one coming up right here. Oh, shit. The starboard.
Henry was very, very interested in this scene because this is a scene that dramatizes, once again, his main fear, his fear of dying, and his sense of his death coming closer and closer, which, by the way, is the way he felt in his life. And it made him very anxious to play this scene. he allowed that anxiety to appear. I think that that's very important for an actor, to allow what's really happening to appear, not to try and fight it or muscle it, but to use your own experience to let that behavior come through, because that's what acting is, by the way, the creation of behavior. It's living really under imaginary circumstances. Your ability to surrender to circumstances and live as you would is the heart, very heart of acting. As you can see, the shots were very carefully chosen, and the music was very carefully chosen to support the idea of that mystery and that darkness.
Dark, Chelsea.
Who are you calling Chelsea? I'm Billy, remember? Hey, come on, man. Hey, are you okay?
Of course I'm okay.
Okay.
And as I watch this, I'm moved again. It's been some 15 years since I made this picture, but it's as fresh to me today as it was 15 years ago. I can feel it all happening as it did then.
Norman! Hey, Norman, look, shit! I got them, Mother. I got them! Well, get the net, Norman. Get it in gear, turkey.
It's another beautiful piece of writing where they discover that he has a dead loon on the end of that fishing rod, and it shakes Norman because of the concept of death being very present in this film.
Dead loon, Norman. The poor thing. Oh, it smells, too.
Here, hold on. Let it go. Let it go.
It's beautiful in terms of the music and the acting. The ability of Henry to surrender to this moment, allow his fears to overtake him, to really overtake him, not to pretend, but to really face the issues of dying. Gave this film a kind of strength that it wouldn't have had otherwise.
Are you afraid of dying?
What?
Are you afraid to die?
The hell kind of question is that?
I was just wondering, that's all.
Well, I don't know. Why everybody has to talk about everything all the time. Let's go home, boy.
Are you sure we're gonna be able to get out of here?
Of course we can. Pull up the anchor. Get up on deck.
You know, as I'm watching, I get captured again. It's hard to talk to you about these scenes because they have such meaning for all of us. And I'm feeling the feelings I felt then. That compassion for the characters, understanding of the characters, understanding of what the scene is really about. It seems to be a scene about fishing, but it's not. It's a scene about dying and the fear of dying. We were all kind of on edge about this scene as we knew the climax that was coming to us. The boy makes a mistake and the boat crashes and Henry goes into the water. We were all very, very nervous about it because Henry was indeed almost 80. The water was cold. We had brandy, and we had all kinds of help standing by to prevent any accident. Now that, I must confess, is a stuntman who, dressed as Henry, falls out of the boat. But he did everything else, as you will see. Remember, this is a man who's perhaps 80, with 2 pacemakers, a number of heart attacks, allowing himself to play this scene, which was very difficult. Water was cold. We were all so very concerned. But he looked at us as if we were foolish, you know. There was no way he was going to let this be shot with a stuntman from a distance.
Grab onto the rock. grab onto the rock. Get him. Oh. I'm sorry.
Billy! Billy! Come on now. Hold on to the rock.
Kate loved this scene, this heroic scene where she tries to get somebody to help her rescue Norman. She knows something's wrong. They haven't been there. They should have been back long ago. She was looking forward to rescuing Henry and demonstrating her vigor and her power and her strength. Although I must confess, she surprised me in this scene. The scene calls for her to eventually find her husband and the boy, and for her to dive in. I expected a stunt woman. I'd hired a stunt woman to do it, to dive into the water and swim toward them. I would shoot from a distance and certainly not expect her to do it. When the time came, she said, "Send that woman home." I said, "What do you mean? Send that woman home." And she insisted on doing this herself. I was frightened for her, but she rose to the occasion. And you'll notice that when she dives in the water, in a moment when she finds him and dives into the water, I didn't cut. There's no cutting. There's just her. I wanted the audience to realize that it was her, this woman of really years. That's her. That's amazing. Swam. By the way, she got up every morning at 4 o'clock and swam for a mile in the lake. When all of us were stunned and frightened for her and tired, she swam every morning at 4 o'clock.
Ethel, you shouldn't be out here this time of night.
You fool! You goddamn fool!
She loved it. And she deserved to love it. She did it. And it was a very, very important addition to the film. Everybody was kind of afraid of her, you know, because Kate was tough when she wanted to be. So there was no problem to playing these scenes where they were supposed to be afraid of her. They were afraid of her. They were afraid she would catch them. They were afraid that she would yell at them. Here they are sneaking out to go fishing and terrified that she's going to catch them, which of course she does.
Where do you juvenile delinquents think you're off to? Norman, I thought you were in too much pain to exert yourself.
Well, I am. I'm just doing this for Billy. Give the poor boy another chance to catch a fish. We've been doing goddamn jigsaw puzzles for a week.
You will stay in our cove, won't you?
There aren't any trout left in our cove.
Norman, we have enough trout left in the fridge to last us 6 years.
Yeah, but we haven't caught Walter yet.
Never mind. We'll stay in the damn cove.
other girls from Kansas to Kai. You can tell who we are by the
It's another scene that Kate loved doing, dancing by herself in the woods, singing. And her daughter, Chelsea, discovering her.
be long. There will soon be dear where them now are ponds. But we'll remember our years on Golden Pond, on Golden Pond.
How?
Hey!
Mommy.
Oh! How did you get here?
I rented a car. A Volare made by Plymouth.
Oh,
Look at you. My God, you've had this jacket as long as I can remember.
looks it, doesn't it?
It is wonderful, isn't it, to see the two of them at their prime. See Jane when she still is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. And Kate, who kept her beauty forever. It's not so much what she looks like, it's what she is experiencing. You respond to her soul, her inner life that's so vital, so sensitive, and so alive.
Do you still have Bill, or did you drown him?
Oh, I still have him. But he had to get back to the coast. He had a mouth that needed looking into.
Ah.
So Norman and Billy have gotten along all right?
Oh, Billy is the happiest thing that's happened to Norman.
Here's a mother who's jealous of her own son-to-be because Norman never treated her the way he treated this boy.
Except I think he probably makes a better son than I did.
You made a very nice daughter.
We're coming up to the climax of their relationship. And Kate really understood that Jane wanted Henry's approval. And as she grew closer and closer to Jane throughout the picture, she became a champion of Jane's and would stand in the bushes when they played scenes together and cheer her on, cheer Jane on. It all seemed somehow real. There was very little pretending in this film because the issues were real.
Congratulations.
Nothing to it.
Norman will be so pleased.
Yeah, sure. What do you suppose he's going to say? Hey, Chels. Fantastic. I'm so happy that you finally got your life together, and I'm so proud.
And he will be proud, but
No,
cover
he
it
won't.
up.
No, he won't. And you know why? Because he doesn't care. He is a selfish son of a bitch.
That old son of a bitch happens to be my husband.
I experienced a similar situation to this when I was a young boy. I thought my mother was my pal in relation to the difficulties I had with my father. And one day I went too far and in discussing him with her. And she turned to me and said, "He's my husband." It shocked me so and was an important moment in my life of growing up. And here is Walter.
Good God! It's Walter! What the hell you doing here, you son of a bitch? Oh,
We really went all over to find this fish, to find a giant trout, which we very carefully preserved and put in the water in its full sense of life. Of course, we released the trout as soon as we caught him, or as soon as we baited him on the hook and played this scene.
Charles, brought your sweater and your shoes and your car's out front.
Such an ass. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too. But, darling, you're wrong about your dad. He does care. He cares deeply. It's just that he's an absolute mutt about telling anyone. I know he'd walk through fire for me. And he'd walk through fire for you, too. And if you don't understand that, you're not looking closely enough.
I don't even know him.
Chelsea, Norman is 80 years old. He has heart palpitations and trouble remembering things. Just exactly when do you expect this friendship to begin?
I'm afraid of him.
Well, he's afraid of you, so you should get along fine.
Here's the scene that I meant, a kind of culmination scene with Jane and her father. This took all of Jane's courage, I must tell you, all of Jane, not this character Chelsea, but Jane's courage to confront Henry with the fact that she wanted to be close to him. And all of the real elements of their life came together in this one scene where I was standing behind the camera, everybody was working, and in the woods behind us was Kate Hepburn just cheering them on and hoping that this would work, that it would really solve the relationship between Jane and Henry. And I believe it was a deep solution, as you're about to see.
I think I've heard this story before.
No, it's true. See, Norman and I thought that if Walter's lived this long, we should let him keep on living. I'm gonna go tell Ethel. Hey, Norman, we caught the son of a bitch. We caught him. Good job. Woo!
Here we begin.
You got yourself a friend, huh?
Yeah, he's all right. Hasn't been too difficult.
Henry was very nervous about this scene as well. And when it finally happened, as you'll see, the lightning in a bottle that I was talking about before happened, he started to weep in this scene. And he's not used to, Henry Fonda was not used to being moved by, to be out of control of his emotions. But he, as you'll see, is overcome, as she is, by the situation that they were in.
Maybe you and I should have the kind of relationship that we're supposed to have.
What kind of relationship is that?
Well, you know, like a father and a daughter.
Yeah, just in the nick of time, huh? Worried about the will, are you? Well, I'm leaving everything to you except what I'm taking with me.
Trying to be gruff. His efforts to be gruff moved me.
It seems that you and me have been mad at each other for so long.
Didn't think we were mad, I thought we just didn't like each other.
And this is Jane talking to Henry, and Henry talking to Jane, really. This is the way they felt.
I want to be your friend.
Oh. This mean you come around more often? Mean a lot to your mother?
I'll come around more often.
No?
Yep. Oh, I got married in Brussels.
You did? In Brussels?
He makes me very happy.
Well, good. Does he speak English?
I felt like an analyst working on this picture, trying to make them come together the way they did in this scene. It was unusual experience. Directing is often very analytic. You have to sense what an actor needs, what he wants, and nurture those needs and those wants until they grow and people can do the best that they can under the circumstances. It's like being a gardener somehow. You know, you sprinkle and water plants, and you hope they'll grow, and you nurture them, and you make sure they have the proper sunlight, and they finally do grow if they get the attention that they need.
Do you want to see me do a backflip?
What?
I am gonna do a goddamn backflip.
Chelsea, you don't have to.
Now this is the result of 2 months of work with a stuntman trying to teach her to do a backflip. She wasn't very good at it, but it was perfect for the scene. She was determined to do an excellent backflip in front of her father.
Sure you go up, not just back, up and back.
Oh, I'm scared.
Be scared up. Backflip's one of the easiest dives of all.
I'm scared anyway.
Don't do it. Doesn't matter if you don't do the stupid dive. It's not important.
Not very good, but wonderful for the scene. Perfect for the scene. Not a perfect backflip, but her effort was perfect. This picture still makes me smile, makes me feel warm and healthy. It's a healthy film, you know. It's a film about people who come together and help each other. It sounds a little Pollyannish as I describe it now, but it wasn't. It was real.
Oh, got something for you, too. You know what this is? University of Pennsylvania diving finals 1921, second place.
Oh, thanks. Now I can retire.
Show that to your new husband. Maybe give us a discount on dental work.
Well, I guess I'll be seeing you, nitwit.
Okay.
I'll miss you, Norman.
Bye-bye, darling.
Goodbye, woman.
Bye-bye, Billy.
You really felt that the boy grew up this summer, and you watched it happen to Doug McKeon as well. It may be the answer to the fact that the picture worked so well. All of the people in it were experiencing and aspiring to the goals that the picture was aspiring to, and achieved it during this magical summer.
Come on, Norman. Let's get these last boxes out of the car and be gone.
For God's sake.
Not too heavy, is it?
Of course, it's not too heavy. Good God, this is heavy. You try to kill me.
I've thought about it. Put it down if it's too much.
The hell you have in here?
My mother's china.
This is a particularly difficult scene for Henry to play because he has to have a kind of heart attack.
Oh.
Norman, what is it? What's the matter, darling? What's the matter? Oh, my
He
God.
had an attack of angina. And I thought it was so specific the way he played it. I remember telling him to find a spot in his chest that really bothered him, a very detailed spot, so that it didn't become general in the acting. And of course, this was reflective of the problems that he faced in his life.
Put it under your tongue. Dear God, don't take him now. You don't want him. He's just an old poop. Norman.
Maybe we should call a doctor.
Oh, yes. I'll get the telephone. Hello. Dear God. How are you feeling, Norman?
Pretty good. How are you?
How's the angina?
The what?
The pain, damn it.
Pretty good as pain goes.
The stupid operator.
Henry understood this moment.
Hello.
He'd had these experiences a number of times. But his sense of humor never leaves him. That's the wonder of this character.
Oh, no.
You planning to die? Is that what you're up to? While I'm waiting for this moron to answer the telephone, let me say something to you, Norman there, Junior. I'd rather you didn't.
Really?
Yes. Oh, this stupid operator. I'm going to have to call the hospital directly. The phone book. I'll get the phone book.
Yeah.
What is it?
Come here.
Oh, my God. Yes, Norman, my darling.
Ethel.
Yes, I'm here, Norman.
Ethel.
Yes.
Ethel.
What is it, Norman?
I think I'm feeling all right now.
I remember we had the preview of this picture in San Francisco. And everybody was anxious about it, as everybody is at every kind of preview. We all went to the theater, and as we approached the block that the theater was in, we heard crowds, noise. And when we turned the corner, there was some 1,500 people outside the theater who were arguing with the fact that they couldn't get in. It was just announced that a picture with Henry Fonda and Katharine Hepburn and Jane Fonda was going to be previewed. We didn't know what it was. The theater was packed, and all these people were waiting, were angry. I remember coming to the theater and waiting for the first moment when they come out of the car, where she notices the loons, and he says, "I don't hear a thing." And I said to my wife that if they laugh here, we're in Clover. And the whole audience laughed, as I had predicted. Happily, I was very relieved. The experience was so astonishing when the curtain came down at the end of the film. It was a applause that lasted for minutes, and it was just wonderful. People stood in the theater. They were so grateful for this kind of experience that was given to them by these wonderful actors. They were so thrilled. They never left the theater for half an hour afterwards. Not only did they fill out their cards, which almost all turned out to be excellent, but they stayed around, kind of wanting to share the experience with one another after the theater. And that's really the ultimate goal that satisfies a director more than anything, is the sense that he's reached out and moved people and brought them to experience something that they hadn't before, and maybe shed some insight, maybe shed a little light, maybe told the truth a bit. That's all you can hope. It's a very great responsibility to be a director, because I know of no other profession where you can sit in you get people to sit in a dark room and you talk to them for 2 hours and you tell them what you think is the truth. It's a very powerful situation, and I take the responsibility very seriously. And I felt that way about this movie, as I have on many of my movies. I felt that I had fulfilled my responsibility as a director and as a member of the human race, to try to elevate, to aspire to something better, to tell the truth. It's a noble profession, and I'm thrilled to have been a part of it. And I continue to be thrilled every time I get a piece of material that seems right and seems to tell the truth. It's the power of art. We have a chance to change things as artists. I felt that this effort may have shed a little light.